What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today I wanted to share some gameplay with you guys using Jessica Jones, another character from the bottom of my roster that up until today I've never been able to use to accomplish anything in Marvel Future Fight. So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I absolutely have to say it. I have to give you guys a fair warning for any of you guys who don't already have a completely built roster. You should ideally not be investing in Jessica Jones until you get to the point where you can already complete the majority of the game's content, because Jessica Jones is only going to be of any use to you in Alliance Conquest or some low-level Shadowland floors, and there's far superior characters in this game that are more attainable than she is. Okay, Jessica Jones is a character that came to this game to coincide with her getting her own Netflix series, and while I do love her in her Netflix series, in this game I don't have much love for her at all, because of the fact that she's basically just a weaker version of her husband Luke Cage, both offensively and defensively. Her skill damage are extremely low, and on top of that she has pretty crappy survivability as well. For lack of a better word, her survivability is really not that good, simply because a lot of her skills, basically all of them to be honest with you, have really long drawn out animation, and on top of that, when she's attacking, she's always in very close proximity to the enemy, which actually makes it very easy for her to be guard broken and interrupted. When it comes to survivability, all she really has is a weaker version of Luke Cage's leadership, which is on a really long cooldown. She has one singular iframe on the 5th with a 3-second stun, with an additional 3-second stun right here on her 3rd skill. The stun on the 5th is an immediate stun, so right after using the skill you'll get the stun, but the stun on the 3rd is actually a delayed stun where at the end of the skill animation you will get that stun. One great thing about both of these skills is the fact that if there's multiple enemies around you when you use either the 5 or the 3, everyone will basically be stunned as long as they're close enough to Jessica. So that's actually a really good way to help bump up her survivability, because besides the stuns and that one iframe, that's basically all you have. Okay, she doesn't have healing like Luke Cage, and she can't reflect as much damage as Luke Cage once you get her to tier 2. So me personally, I'll never tier 2 her, or at the very least not unless she gets a rework or a new uniform. I see a lot of people hoping that she gets her dual uniform, and if she does, that would be great. And one of the funniest things about Jessica Jones is actually her 4-star passive that gives her 100% chance to be immune to mind damage. And at the time that Jessica Jones was added, basically the only mind damage character we had in the game was actually MODOK. Okay, so everyone just thought this was absolute garbage and it wasn't doing anything for her, and to this day it's still not doing much, but we have more mind damage characters in the game than ever before. So there's actually at least one character in the game right now that if you have a 4-star Jessica Jones, no matter how strong that character is, they will do 0 damage to Jessica Jones, and I think that is absolutely hilarious, guys. So if you ever go up against a Jessica Jones and you're rocking with an Emma Frost, you will most definitely lose if you don't have another character that can kill Jessica, because all of Emma Frost's skills are mind-based skills. Okay, so be forewarned. Okay, I've tested this multiple times and she does 0 damage to Jessica Jones, and Jessica Jones can actually tank a lot of the mind damage skills that Scarlet Witch has, and Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful characters in the game right now. But that being said, guys, let's actually take a look at how I have her set up, and then we'll jump into a little bit of gameplay. So as you can see right here, I have 121 for attack speed, 42% for critical rate, 154 for critical damage, 50% for ignore defense, and 42% for reduced cooldown duration. I'm pretty sure I can change the reduced cooldown duration if I just change this to skill cooldown, but I don't feel like doing that. I'm saving as much resources as possible for Deadpool, and as of right now, with the current build that I have on her, she's actually good enough to get something done for me, so no reason to waste more resources on a character that I'm really not gonna use that often. As you can see for yourself, I don't have all of her skills at 6, so that should tell you guys guys how I feel about Jessica Jones. I maxed out the important skills, the skills that had either an iframe or a stun, because those are the skills that I use as soon as they come off cooldown. And the rest of them, I just left them at 3 because those are just the filler skills for me. When it comes to her ISO set, I have Power Fanging Hulk. You could definitely go with a healing or HP shield type ISO set for her, and that would probably make your life significantly easier than mine, but your DPS is going to be so low that you probably will hate your life when you're playing her. So that's why I went with Power Fanging Hulk in this situation. Right here I have max HP with 4 seconds of invincibility. I would most definitely tell you guys to give her invincibility if you want to actually use her in the 2 game modes where she can do anything, Alliance Conquest or Shadowland, because otherwise she's gonna die really fast if she's on her own. If you have her in a team-based setup, then sure, go to damage proc and that may help you. But if you want to run her by yourself to pull off a solo or anything like that because you're trying to save characters for later floors in Shadowland, you definitely need invincibility in my opinion. But that being said, guys, let's jump into some gameplay. Alright boys, so the first 10 seconds of this fight right here is actually the most crucial, because you want to take advantage of the time that you have the immunity up, because after that you're not going to have very safe moments using her. So what you want to do is actually try and push both of these idiots together and force them into a corner by using 5-4 3-2 and just keep them completely locked down until they die. When Ant-Man comes out, he gets really annoying because he uses his 4, and that's actually a really long iframe, and the only way to cancel that is actually to use the 5th. So if I don't time this thing properly, he may actually get into 4 and I have nothing that I can use to counter it, right? Spidey's even more annoying because he can actually CC me with the web. But if you have web immunity, which you could easily give her on an obelisk, and freaking Ant-Man, man. I wanted to lock down Spidey so he wouldn't CC me, but then freaking Ant-Man went into 4. Luckily, I was able to iframe him out of it at the end, and look what happened. You can't really let either one of these guys go. You just kind of have to give them the Hawkeye Winter Soldier treatment and just push them into a corner and lock them down. It takes a little bit of practice to get right, but 5-4-3-2-1 will work with her. And I'm going to try and finish off Spidey as quickly as possible because I have my invincibility, and I think we have this right here. Boom, boys. We got it. Jessica Jones. Finally, guys, I can take this girl off my list of useless characters. I'm very happy, and the list is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and I can't wait to be able to say every character in this game is of some use to me. But that's it for this one, guys. Like always, thank you so much for watching. Hope it was informative, and I will see you guys in the comments. Let me know what is the best thing you've been able to do with Jessica Jones.